Hello everyone and welcome back to the GoFr channel. I am Divya Darshana and in today's video, we'll be exploring how to render HTML templates in Golang using GoFr by building a fully functional server-rendered web application that fetches articles from a popular website Dev.to. Now you might be wondering, why render HTML templates from the backend? Well, that's a solid question. And the answer is simple. While modern front-end frameworks are great, there are times when you want SEO-friendly pages, lightweight and fast-loading websites, and a quick UI without building out separate front-end repo. And that's where Golang's native HTML templating plus GoFr shines. With just a few lines of code, you can render clean, dynamic pages, all from your backend. So, in this video, we are going to create a simple web application that fetches the latest articles from Dev.to using their public API, then renders the data into a styled HTML template, lets the user search articles by tag, add pagination to navigate through the results, and all of this built inside a single GoFr project, no JavaScript frameworks, no separate frontend. So, let's not waste any more time and let's get coding with GoFr. So we will first start by initializing our project. So in the terminal we write go mod init github.com/gofetch that creates the mod file inside our project. Then we go ahead and create a main.go file where our package is going to be main. Then we create the function main and initialize a variable app as gopher.new, and then we write app.run. Moving ahead, we import the GoFr package as gopher.dev/package/gopher, and in a terminal we write go mod tidy. This fetches the GoFr package for us. We then go ahead and create a configs directory, and inside that create a .env file where we will be specifying all our configurations. We give the app_name equal to gofetch as that is the name of our project, the HTTP port as 8080, the trace exporter as Gopher's open source tracer GoFr, and metrics port as 2020. Then we create two directories named static as well as templates. Please note that any template that we want to render in GoFr needs to be present in this templates directory. So we create the dev.to.html file in it, and in a static directory we create the style.css file, which is going to have the basic styling of the templates. Then in a HTML file, we start with a standard HTML structure and a title. Then we add a small JavaScript function that is update page, which handles pagination. It reads the current page and tag, updates the page number and redirects to the new URL. Moving ahead, inside the body we show the page heading. Then we have a simple form that lets the user search for the articles by tag. And then comes the main content, which is going to be a loop over all the fetched articles using Go's templating syntax. At the bottom, we render the pagination buttons. That is, if we are on first page, the preview button is disabled, otherwise it works. And that's it. Now we move to our main.go file. But before that, in style.css, I am adding the CSS for the styling. We'll not be discussing about it, but you can find the code in the GitHub repo link that is present in the description of this video. In our main.go file, we will first start by adding the HTTP service as app.add_HTTP service. We give the service name as dev-articles and the service address as the URL of the API. We then specify a get endpoint at /dev-articles, and we call the fetch articles function over there. Then we specify app.add_static files with the root endpoint and the file path as static folder. Moving ahead, we create a type article that is a struct that has the values title, URL as well as description. Then we move ahead and create another type that is page data having the fields articles, which is going to be a slice of the type article struct, a field tag as well as a field page. Then we write the actual business logic in the fetch article handler. First we are going to fetch the query param tag, and if tag is empty, then we are going to initialize it as Go for Golang. We are also going to fetch the query param page and convert it into int. If there is any kind of error or the page is less than 1, then we specify the page as 1 automatically by default. We will then get the HTTP service that we actually registered as service, and we will also specify the query params as a map of string of any with the keys tag, page and per page, and passing the values of the fetch, tag and page from the query params. We are going to hard code the value per page over here as 4, and after that we specify a get request to our service as service.get, passing the context which is going to be GoFr's context. The endpoint that we're going to be hitting is /articles, and we also specify the query params to our request. We check for the error and also write defer response.body.close. So we initialize the variable article that is going to be of type slice of articles, and then decode the response that has come into this variable. After that, we check for the error. If there is any kind of error, we return error, and if there is no error, we write response.template with the fields data that is going to be of type page data, where we pass the articles as the fetched articles, the tag as the fetched tag, as well as page from the query param, and we give the name of the file where it needs to be rendered, that is Dev.to.html. We then go ahead and run our application at go run main.go, and after that go at the port localhost 8080 /dev-articles, and we can actually see that the articles are fetched from the API. To check pagination, we actually go ahead and click on next and previous, and we can see that our articles for the next pages are also getting fetched. We can also go ahead and click on one of these articles, and we are redirected to the Dev.to articles on the official website. We can also change and look for another article, let's say Java, and we can see that we are also able to fetch articles that are related to the tag of Java. And that's it. We now have a fully functional server-side rendered application using GoFr, which fetches Dev.to articles, supports searches by tags, adds simple pagination, and is rendered cleanly through Go templates. You can find the code for this project at the GitHub repo link that is present in the description. So, if you're building a project where SEO, simplicity, or performance matters, GoFr plus HTML templates might just be the combo you need. So if you are interested in contributing, do check out our open source repo at github.com/gopher-dev/gopher, where you can find the open GitHub issues and get started with it. You can also join our Discord channel for any feedback or design discussions regarding the same. With this, we come to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the GoFr channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy coding with GoFr.